Every angel is terrified.
As I got older, I always knew that this is what I wanted to do. Because, there was just something inside of me that just needed to be released at all times. And now I've found the place to release that energy. Right now, until you find out what that itch is. And then once you find that itch, scratch the hell out of it. And don't let anybody tell you not to scratch it. I don't want to look at that person anymore. I've had enough of that. So when that does happen, I put my stuff on and I just run right to the gym.
There you go. So this man that we're gonna bring in next, he's got his own hype. He got his own hype guy. He just posted this video earlier.
He is the Bambino.
The Bambino.
Hey, how you doing?
Listen, Phil, that video. Somebody, one of the commenters, they said that's the HBO Max series look. That was killer video. Give a shout out to your buddy because he did a great job.
Shout out to my boy Shiv at Classy Monkey on his Instagram. Make sure you follow, and if you want any work yourself, he's more than willing to work with anybody.
Dude, so you said he's from back home. Are you not original?
Yeah, so what happened was a friend of mine who came to my fight, it's one of his friends, and he brought him along, and he said, yo, for your next fight, you should use my buddy for, some promo and just get your name out there. And I've been kicking it with him, showing him, and he's just been following me around with the camera, just creating what you've been seeing right there.
Dude, that was unbelievable. And we might have to reach out because maybe before your fight, we'll figure out a way to get that into the broadcast because that was a great video. I love it. I love the line that sticks with me. Once you get an itch, you just scratch the fuck out of it.
Just keep scratching that itch.
Yeah, just keep scratching, baby.
But yeah, I mean, you're gung ho in this, man. You jumped up. You haven't been really training that long. I had the pleasure of catching up with you at the after party at Main Street Sports Bar and Grill after the afternoon card and found out that you really haven't been training overly that long. And you jump in to take a Fight of the Year contender and Jake Kasky. You go the distance with him, get nominated for Fight of the Year. Now you're making hype videos after just your first amateur fight. You're just one of the most forward, just freight trains of energy in this Cage Titans community that I've seen in a long time. So stoked to call you second fight, finally be cage side for it. But yeah, what's training been like since getting that first taste of competition in the cage?
Training has been great. What people don't know is that I have a boxing background for a couple of years on and off, but because of outside situation, it just held me from, the path that I was supposed to be on, and I feel like once I ran into Cage Titans, it just made my purpose so much more clearer. Like I told you before at the bar after the fight, I didn't figure it all out till, during the lockdown. And then, watching all the videos and manifesting myself in that cage and, getting my hand raised one day and being a champion for Cage Titans and hopefully make it to the big leagues one day to represent New England, just like how, Peter Barrett, Jay Perrin, and all those other guys from Sit Tong. I'm just trying to keep that banner going. And I'm really grateful to be able to represent a gym like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, this guy, I got to tell you, you talk about energy. Phil is all in. He should be a Phil all in Locigno. He's like sending me videos from his work day. Like, I fucking hate that I'm on this roof. I want to be training.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
Dude, I love it, man. And it just shows your excitement, and your dedication to this. And, that's a huge part of it. Like, finding that motivation to get in there, finding that drive. It seems like you got that figured out. So, hey, you're one half of your Fight of the Year candidate, Jake Kasky, just started watching. How was it sharing the cage with Jake Kasky? Have you guys ever talked again after the fight, or that was a great moment with you guys, that fight?
Yeah, he definitely caught me by surprise when he messaged me and just gave me a shout out because I didn't realize that a lot of people were ducking him. And also, I actually was there for his debut. I watched him and Dan Walsh fight, and I said to myself, I'm going to fight one of these two kids one day because this is what I want to do. I want to make this a career. Obviously, I'm going to still have my daytime job as, being a union laborer, but I need to have this type of lifestyle because it just makes sense for me. It's just so natural. I wake up in the morning motivated, willing to live life. And as crazy as it's going to sound, I'm willing to die for this life as well. Hopefully I don't. But that's just how serious and into this I am, because in this sport, you need to be all in or all out. There's no in between.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Dan Walsh, because after your fight, Dan and I had a talk a little bit, and he was like, I wonder if me and Phil will end up meeting up one day. And I'm like, more than likely you will.
Probably.
Yeah, Dan's not fighting this card, but, down the line when he's back, I'm sure you guys will cross paths, because that's the thing. When you look at the 45-pound division in cage titans, like when you're just a fan watching it before your first fight, or when you're a fan that you're not on that particular card, of course you're watching the weight division and saying, all right, that guy's in my weight class. I'm probably going to fight him one day. Yep, that guy's in my weight class. Probably going to fight him.
That's exactly why I went to that returning cage titans during the summer. I was looking to scout because, like I told Andy, when I seen you guys during lockdown, I told myself I'm going to be in that cage one day. And I just propped myself ready. So that's why when I went in there, the first 20 seconds, I kind of blew my wad a little too quick. I got excited. But as the fight was going on, I felt like I was gaining momentum and my energy back, which you will definitely see in the next fight. Is what happened in the third round is going to carry on to this next first round.
He got more energized as the fight went on. I was just going to say that to you. What do you think the difference is going to be? Like someone who saw you fight back last card and saw you, and that's going to see you coming up on February 5th. What do you think the biggest difference is going to be? Is it going to be the comfort level that you have because you've been here before? What do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be the confidence, just because I've been in there before. I've manifested the moment for so long. It just feels like home. It felt like I was supposed to be there. When that music hit and the announcer said my name, everything felt so natural. Like I told you before, it felt like I was just home, and I fucking love it.
Now you learn from that first adrenaline dump and try to.
Oh yeah, I kind of played it off like, oh no, I ain't nervous. And then as soon as the first exchange, I was like, oh shit, here it comes. And then once Kasky took me down, I had to use all my might just to try to get up every single time. And I give a shout out to that kid. He can wrestle his ass off.
Well, listen, man. That was a hell of a first fight.
No kidding.
I know that a lot of us are pumped to kind of see this next step for you. What do you know much about your opponent? Does your opponent really matter to you? Talking about February 5th, give me a little insight what you're thinking on that.
Well, I know he just had his Muay Thai debut. He's a tall, lanky kid. He likes to throw ones and twos and head kicks. And, I'm not going to really look into that because that was my mistake with my last fight. I kind of read into Kasky's, brawling style, so I was kind of prepared for that. But then when the fight happened, he wasn't really throwing his hands like that. He's looking more to wrestle. So I'm just going to let the fight play out, see what comes to me, see what he presents. Even though I'm an amateur, I'm going to play it like a pro. Stay composed, let it play out in front of me, pick my shots, and just fight smart, but at a violent pace.
Yeah. Well, my last question for you before we give you a chance to shout out any teammates or sponsors, what is it like to train at a school like Sidya Tong? You mentioned Perrin, you mentioned Barrett. What is it like to step into the gym with some of these guys and knowing the history of Team Sidya Tong and Mark Delagrati? What does it mean to you to be able to train there and then carry that name into battle with you?
Be part of that new wave.
It's an absolute honor. It's like being part of the Roman Empire. I'm just happy just to be a soldier on the front line, representing my team. And guys like Jay Perrin, Peter Barrett, they are fucking killers, and they get me prepared like no one else will. So I'm totally grateful to those type of guys and so many other guys that just too many to name in that gym. There's just so much talent that goes in and out. As far as everyone knows, eventually they all go to the UFC one day or the big time promotion. And that's what I'm trying to do one day, is just follow their footsteps, because without those guys, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. Well, before we let you go and we get to our next caller, any sponsors or anybody that you want to give a shout out to before you run?
Unfortunately, I don't have any sponsors, but I definitely want to give a shout out to my gyms, which is Sidya Tong Boston and Brazilian Top Team Jiu-Jitsu. And a big shout out to Local 22, Union Strong. We out here, we representing.
Nothing wrong with not having.
So, as Brian was going to say, so, all right, before you go, I got one more thing before you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Before you go, you mentioned you don't have any sponsors. Pretend I'm a potential sponsor right now and give me your elevator pitch on why they should be sponsoring you.
Well, I'm handsome. That's one thing. And two, I come to bring it every single time, man. I'm a great hype man. So if you want to get your product out there, you should put this face on it.
There you go. That was a good sell.
He's already got the hype videos. He's already.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm still a little new.
Every social media platform he's
on.
on.
Right now, I'm kind of just worried about getting this W right now. But sooner or later, the sponsors will come.
There you go. Well, listen, you keep doing things that you're doing, bringing it every time, exciting fights. You're putting your own marketing materials out there, like the videos. Even some of, your friend produced a great video, but even the videos you're doing are just yourself hitting the bag, putting stuff on social media, doing interviews like this. That stuff's going to bring it. And, you got the right formula. And now on February 5th, you get in there and try to get that first win and keep that ball rolling. And a little known fact, he's even asked me, he goes, yeah, assuming I come out good on the 5th, I want on the next card too. So this guy's trying to line him up.
Coming out swinging.
Yeah, I want to fight as much as possible, as often as possible, because the goal is to be professional and try to achieve the highest rank that I humanly could possibly can, as far as, the age that I am right now. So, time's ticking and, we got to work. And that's
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. There you go. It's not like you're not an old man.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I know, but I know in the reality of fighting, you only have so many years. And right now, I'm almost hitting my prime. So I just want to hit the ground running and make up for a lot of lost time.
There you go. Well, somebody already in the comments, they said, where do I sign you? So you might have some sponsors in the above.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Bambino. And we will see you on February 5th.
And I just want to say, without you guys, I don't know where I'd be in life. You guys really did save me.
Well, hey, man, without guys like you, we wouldn't be here either. So thank you. And we'll talk to you.
One hand washes the other, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
There we go. We'll see you very shortly. Phil,
all right.
Bambino, Locigno. Yeah, man. Catching up with him at the
So it's Sino, not Signo.
Yeah, Locigno. Yep.
So I call him Locigno.
I think it's Locigno. Bambino,
right,
Locigno.
All right.